Okay, so I'm gonna get to this. Basically the news is around 2 minutes away. I'm just monitoring what's happening between yes, Nasdaq and Dow. So we'll see what happens. Um, so far, I also wanted to start earlier, but I was just busy with rendering the yesterday's videos and everything. It's done now, so I'm gonna go quickly through it. I did take a couple of couple of trades. Well, it was a little bit up, then down. I made a mistake here. I closed a trade by mistake. So yeah, basically somewhat break even, and this is like minus 55 or something. How I engaged here was I didn't trade like the open and everything. I actually came to the market around here, and I noticed that not the best, not the cleanest, but the Nasdaq had actually taken a direction to the downside. So what I did was I waited for this. I was around here. I was just watching the market. I didn't like any of this, so I just saw this retracement here. So when it came back, I was monitoring this structure here that I had, this tiny one here. So I wanted to see a deeper retest. So when it did retest in this up bar here, and then it failed, I waited for this to see what would this next bar do. So as long as that bar went above the high, I actually sold here. I sold it there. Then yeah, I traded here. I actually removed my risk and everything, but I locked in some here, I think, remember? And then I just got stopped out. So yeah. And then I took some trades that I kind of was thinking I chased here. For example, I sold this retest here. Then I was break-even trade. Then it just kept going. What I had in mind was basically these highs here to be retested and be taken. And yesterday here, based on the volume that I used, the profiles. So was basically yesterday's value area high. This is something also I have in mind, even though I don't really speak much about it. But yeah, well, it didn't happen, and yeah, I just took a couple of small losses, and now I'm just gonna wait to see the news and FOMC. I do a couple of things. I trade the news basically as if it was the open, and also I just wait for the fourth bar after the news. That's normally the A plus for me, so I'm just gonna wait. I'm going to let it be for now. I'm not gonna engage at all. This is just too much. Like, this is just too crazy. So I'm gonna wait for the next 10-15 minutes to see what's happening, what's the direction they are going to take, if any. If something clear shows up, I might engage. For example, I could easily buy Nasdaq now, which I'm
Order
going to.
filled.
I'm
Order
gonna do it
filled.
here, and my risk is basically defined here. I'm not gonna assume any higher risk than that. Why I did buy here is because, well, Dow did take the lows, so this, yes, but Nasdaq was not. It was rejecting clearly to trade lower. So I'm taking my chances to the upside, and well, I would not assume much risk. Like, if the price continues to go, I'm just gonna be like this, and pretty much just gonna start reducing it little by little. And yeah, it might be a little bit too aggressive, but yeah, I think I like the fact that Nasdaq was not actually going to the downside at all. As I can see here, well, Dow is like whipsaw in both sides, so it's ES. So let's see if it wanna hold above the highs, it's fine. If it's not, then it's okay. It's just small risk, or it's fine. I'm just trying my. I'm trying. I'm taking my chances there. But yeah, you can just do anything. So let's see.
Order
Order
filled.
filled.
There it is. Small stopped. So let's just wait for now on. I'm not gonna engage again. I'm just gonna wait to see if it breaks either of the sides clearly, and then if well, which is the direction, like the clearest thing I could get. So far, for 2 minutes almost already, it's been failing Nasdaq now to the upside after it retested here with my prior entry was. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna just sit and wait. It's actually interesting. So basically, the way I trade news like this, for example, FOMC, Fed, and everything, is that this I learned from my mentor, Tom Huger. So I just literally wait for, or like I said, I could engage in the open if I feel like, for example, like I saw earlier, some retracement, some rejection, that it was not really answering to the downside. So that could potentially would have been a stronger push. It wasn't, so it's fine. So the point is, what I like to do, especially for FOMC nights, is just to wait for the fourth bar in this 5-minute time frame and see how the market is behaving, and then also where it breaks. I just bracket that fourth bar, and I would either sell the low or buy the high, and let's see how that turns. For now, it's gonna be the waiting game. So let's see what happened around 9:20 my time, which is basically, well, 2:20 New York. And I have to also be mindful that if I don't have anything clear, like in the next 15 minutes, then what I'm gonna do is same with next one, which is basically FOMC, the press conference, which is basically in 25 minutes from now. So yeah, now it's just Fed funds in a statement, and then yeah, this is what I have seen many times is the actual direction, like basically something that I've been working on analyzing and getting to understand is when these announcements are happening, normally the statement thus confirms one direction, and then the press conference just literally just destroys it. So it literally just pretty much kind of continuation. That's not set in stone, but it's something that I keep in mind. And let's see how it plays. Let's see how it plays. I could, for example, wait here and see if I get either like some inside bar setup. I could maybe take it, but I'm not gonna rush into anything now. So let's see what happens. So far, there is just a lot of lack of decision, like where to head. So yeah, I'm gonna remain patient and let's see if I get some A plus entries. Actually, there's something I could do, and I'm actually going to do it here. Let's see if he wants. If he doesn't, then we can do. What's gonna be the likely thing to happen? Now I still, well, we have 9 minutes. We have the next release, so it would be nice to see if there's something to happen. We would like to see soon, and in a form of execution. Well, if he wants, if he doesn't, well, then no, nothing I can do. I can't force those trades, so I'm going to same doing Nasdaq. Gonna execute the low. I mean the sell below the low. And well, whatever executes first, it's gonna be the trade for that time. Well, we could definitely go to stop top like any other trade. So yeah, this is quite mechanical. So if it wants to do that, good. If it doesn't, well, that's not up to me. As long as it executes below, I'm gonna remove the other entry, and if I have to
Order
execute later,
field.
then I'm just gonna do that as well. So this actually a trigger the Dow. So I'm gonna define risk here. It didn't do this one for some reason. I'm gonna keep it there. I'm gonna cancel the long here in Nasdaq. Yeah, I'm gonna go back here. Oh, the other one didn't trigger, so I guess I didn't check the price level, so yeah, it was a little lower. As you see, I can say it's quite little risk overall. So this is why I also like this mechanical executions. They like is clearly like risk defined, so you don't have to really guess much. So let's see. I'm gonna remain here on the top side because if it stopped me out, then it's, well, let's see. Not sure, it didn't even break. Low 20. No, it was actually equal low, so it didn't break anywhere. It just triggered me because I had the wrong execution level here. I had to go a little lower, like maybe a couple offset like this. Same for
Order
Yankee.
field.
Order filled.
Exactly. So I'm gonna cancel this and then define my risk to the current bad low, as I should have done here. Okay. This is a 50, so it's still like decent risk. And the Dow has not yet executed, so let's say not gonna force anything yet here. Gonna keep it there because I don't know. Nasdaq at least it did went to one-sided. but it's not like I know what's gonna happen, so I'm just gonna keep this open just as a to have a level somewhere. I'm gonna put it, I don't know, somewhere here, and let's see what he wants to do from here. This was just well, yeah, I shouldn't have executed that. It was just basically I misplaced the, the entry.
Order filled.
Order filled.
But nothing I can do. Same for the DAO. I'm gonna cancel here, and then I'm gonna define to the low. He can do whatever he wants from now. I'm not touching that trade. I'm letting it be. I'm gonna see what is in the daily. Oh, the list. The next likely place to go is somewhere here. Gonna let it be. It might not go anywhere though, but yeah, that's the plan. And same for the other one. Gonna do very similar thing. It's quite likely that if this daily high gets taken, it's likely to just bounce all this, but we'll see. For now, just let it be, and let's see what the next news are gonna do. Risk is defined. I'm not gonna move anything. I'm not gonna, well, go into guesses or whatever. Wait a second, actually, I think I made a mistake here. I need to gonna add another one, and I made a mistake in this one. This was supposed to be 2 contracts, and I actually added 1. I was wondering why was this thing saying different, but if it comes back as I never add, I haven't add to any losing trade in like over a year now, and I'm so proud of that I learned that from Tom and David Paul. So I keep it like that. I'm not gonna add anything, even though I made a mistake executing only 1 contract here. I want it to come up. If it stops me out, well, it's even less risk than I initially wanted. But if it continues, then it's gonna execute my next trade above entry. So it needs to be
Order
at least breaking,
filled.
like for example did now. So the risk is still decently low. So now they are both equal. And yeah, I'm not gonna touch anything else. I'm gonna let it be, and you can do whatever you want from here. Where all the risks, everything is defined. I still have this 4th bar. Here 1, 2, 3, 4 bar in my eye, because it could definitely just, well, basically come back down and close below, and then that would mean that it is short. So I'm gonna keep this just like this, just to have it outlined so I'm aware of what it is, and that's it. Just for visual. I don't really like to have much cluster, but just for visual purposes, so I'm letting it be there. Let's see. So far the next news is 3 minutes, so let's see if he wants to respect the direction that this tiny confirmation that I got for myself. And well, if he doesn't, I can do. It's gonna be just another day, and tomorrow more. It doesn't seem the cleanest though. Like, I have seen quite many releases of this, and it normally tends to initiate the move at 2 o'clock, and then the next one is just a continuation. But in this case, it's actually it's hesitating quite a lot. So I'm going to see. I'm gonna wait. It could be that both they could just tank actually, but we'll see. I don't want to like kind of speak in advance to what might happen, as I have no idea fully. I'm just trying to play my odds and well, try to get on sync with the market. So we'll see from now what happens. Could do many things though. For example, like Dow is hesitating a little more, so it could easily also take the low and bounce. But yeah, it would have been nice. For example, like Nasdaq, it would be nice if it was like close above the bar, but it has not happened. So Nasdaq actually broke and then closed above, but the Dow is somewhat like it broke, but it's just trading back into the range. So we will see what happens. It's 1 minute away, so let's see what's going on with the press conference. What's gonna be like? See. If I get stopped out on the news, there could be some slippage. It's not gonna be probably much, but well, you never know. Let's see what it does. I'm gonna be working also later. I'm gonna, well, try to render.
Order
Order
field.
filled.
There it is. The move starts a little earlier. It's a couple of seconds. 20 seconds left. So let's see. Now the DAO close low.
Order field.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to
Order
sell the
field.
Order
Nasdaq.
filled.
Gonna define
Order
here,
filled.
and I'm gonna define here. I'm also gonna sell the
Order
DAO,
field.
and I'm gonna define here, and I'm gonna
Order
sell the DAO
filled.
here and define here as well. Let's see. I like the close. I think this is quite good. Kind of high risk, but still it's fine. And let's see what it does from here, because it could possibly just keep tanking. But like I said, I don't have a, how to say, a crystal ball to tell what's going on. But yeah, could be anything. If we might get a stop down, and then it just, for example, this count can trigger the daily loss. Well, eventually.
Order field.
There you go. So this is locked in. And yeah.
Order filled.
How do you say? Just a whipsaw, and let's see. This is well, a couple of hundreds, and kind of hesitating there. So I don't know. Kind of ugly. If it does not, I will close
Order
it.
filled.
I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna wait for this close and see what it does. If I am to engage, I'm already like in a red day here as well. If I'm to engage, I'm gonna engage after. I wanna see this close. See if it once doesn't look like it. Nope.
Order filled.
Yeah, not today. Yeah, I think, well, it was not the best. I didn't trade it well. I reacted basically to what was possibly, I think, I clearly chased here the break, but just I was hoping like maybe it would get with the AS or the DAO, but it did not. So NQ just remains there. We retested here. Let's see. This close was actually quite good in the prior bar, but still he went back to take the high, and yeah. But it's like it's not really like heading anywhere. It just keeps whipsawing. So basically, this account got kind of somewhat safe in minus 200, but then this one, yeah, I went a little beyond. Yeah, so not the best, but it happens. I'd like to see a close, like somewhere either low or above the range. I could still engage, but yeah, I'm not. What can I do? I mean, let's see what he wants to do. You know, it would be cool to see, like I said, close somewhat, maybe above this high, or yeah. We will see. Definitely not the cleanest news releases. So yeah. Wow, the DAO has, oh my god, it's moved here from the open. 200 points. That's one bar. Up and down. I have a really weird feeling like with this market. It's just kind of reflects the overall situation that is happening all around. It's just kind of shit. I think actually one mistake that I made was when I executed the last trade, I should have reduced my risk because I was already in red, so I should have just traded one contract instead of two. But yeah, it was pretty fast, so yeah.
Order filled.
I'm gonna buy the previous bar low here. I mean, this is just like just to have it somewhere, but definitely that I don't think it's going there today. So yeah.
Order filled.
And not even here. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna enter on the break.
Order filled.
Let's see. I'm gonna go back here. After the rejection. Yeah, I might just, well, whoops, so again. I don't think it makes any more sense for me to be engaging at this point, so this is likely to be my last trade. I also I'm going way beyond loss, so yeah, makes no sense.
Order filled.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it. I'm not like not pissed, but I definitely know that today I have not traded like, well, not even near my best. Like not at all. Well, I should have identified the market better, especially after I've seen all this stuff. Nasdaq, yeah, maybe little, but still, like, it was not clean at all. Well, that was the entire day hesitation here. So yeah, it would have been, of course, after the fact, it's easy to say. Well, what would have been the best is really easy, but yeah, clearly would have been the best to just step away and either wait a little longer for something cleaner that I know I could trade, or just literally sit hand tight, which is one of the hardest things to do in trading. So that's something also I struggle with, and well, it's part of this. So yeah, I need to keep going and see what's next. I need to continue developing myself. I need to continue allowing myself to fail, and knowing that, well, I can make mistakes. That's human, so it's not a problem. Gonna engage
Order
in
filled.
Dow with the current bar low here as a stop, and Nasdaq.
Order filled.
Gonna buy also here the break. Let's see what happened. It's now what time is in New York? Almost 3 o'clock. Let's see if they want to go somewhere or not. No, clearly not. I don't know. We'll see. Interesting how it's pushed. Like eventually, sometimes, like it's like somebody's there clicking something. This has been retested a couple times. I'm gonna get rid of this level already. Be nice to see a close somewhere above this high. Of course, now that I'm long, above this high or above this low eventually. But yeah, doesn't seem like it wants to do neither of that. So it could continue whipsawing, or it could, well, let's see if it decides to move somewhere or not. The reason also why I define my risk here is because if this breakout is actually good, it should continue. It should not come down. Like maybe, of course, below entry and everything. But if it is to break the low of this bar that I enter, that means I'm just wrong. So there's no point for me to have risk here. I'm just put it here. If I get stopped out, yeah, no can do. I mean, it's part of the business. But yeah, I would not assume extra risk on a trade. That for me makes no sense. That's why. Let's see, it took the swing here. It would be nice. It would be actually really good to see a close above this swing here, above this area, if it wants to. And similar for the Dow, we would nice to see a close somewhere above here. But of course, it's just a wish. Like I don't know if that's gonna happen, if it can happen or what. But yeah, if it does, it's nice because it basically confirms a direction a little better than it has done before. It would be nice to see, of course, besides the close in either side, see a good volume coming with, because basically volume kind of justifies the move. So if it is to start a move now, I would like to see a huge spike or something big coming in, meaning that buyers are actually there somewhere and that the price action is backed up by volume. That's one of the main points why I use volume. I like to see the actual volume increasing or decreasing, depends on which direction I feel like, or I think I'm likely to trade. Is, for example, I'm engaged in long like now, I want to see the volume increasing, even which, well, is still 48 seconds or 45 seconds left on this bar. And yeah, it will be good to see a volume spike just bigger than this one, because it could definitely just close within the range, or even if it closes above with a small volume, it could easily just again take the high and then just come back down. So, well, that's just how it is. I am not gonna increase my risk or whatever. I think at this point it's fine to just start reducing it a little bit. Same for the Dow, but especially because, well, I'm already red for the day. So yeah, it's good to, well, I could have managed better before, but well, at this point it is what it is. So Let's see. I want to see the close. Maybe he didn't close above here, but this one is decent, not the best. But let's see if there is could be some retest, and if he is to continue, he could definitely come back here a little bit and then keep going, or he can just literally just entirely retrace and stop me out. Let's see what it does. Actually, this is something I kind of went off a little bit for me, but basically this is one of the well, the correct way for me to trade the bar after the release at 2:30. Basically, I want to bracket those 10 minutes, which is basically this up bar and this down bar here, and then see you want to see a close above or below those bars. And so far, this close is good, not the best maybe, but it was a good close above, so it could potentially keep trading higher. I don't know how far, I don't know if he's gonna do it or not, but the idea behind is that to bracket the bar, or in this case it's the 10-minute bar, and then just well, let it play out. I should well, I can clearly see, because due to that mistake, well, I basically engaged wrongly here. I shouldn't have, basically. But yeah, but like I said, mistakes happen, so nothing I can do now, and then there's no point to justify, or basically not to justify, but to kind of excuse past behavior on current results. So it makes zero sense. But let's see what the market wants to do. I remain low risk on the Dow. Now Dow is kind of forming an inside bar now, and Nasdaq is trading somewhat above the prior close, but yeah, I don't know what's gonna be. So far, I'm aware that the low of this bar is the actual 10-minute low high, so yeah, I'm gonna just wipe that away. I actually want to be done soon, so I think I'm gonna probably just go away from the chart for a bit. I'm hungry actually, it's quite late, so I want to eat something and let the trade play out if you want. Yeah, let it breathe for a little bit. It's still low, so good retest this high. Let's see. See what has happened today. Well,
Order
you can
filled.
see here today kind of similar to yesterday, just a little bit lose a little more. I actually want to jump in and record something that, well, basically overall made no sense. Well, Dow kept doing its thing, literally nothing for the whole day. Then NQ pretty much similar, like all the news releases were kind of garbage. The only thing that I actually saw and I execute upon, at that point it was here, and also at that point I was low minus 600 or something. So yeah, this is just bad, let's say. The thing is, I'm gonna put it here because it's better visual for me. Here I noticed this strong confirmation from me, like the downside. It was decent, it was good. It was like really late already in the session anyway, but yeah. So what I did was, I noticed I got it here into this close, so when it's retested back here, I shorted here, and then I have my stop somewhere here, nearby the beginning here. So yeah, I noticed this, then this bar came up, and then I know the inside bar, then it broke, then it came back up after this push, and then I noticed this, because I was like, okay, if I get stopped out, it is what it is at this point. And then I noticed this inside bar, and here exactly at 4 o'clock New York local time, this broke, but it broke really strong here. And the point what I'm gonna get is I don't know, I guess when something is not for you, it's just not for you. So like I actually, this trade that I opened here, it just continued here. So what I did was, when I noticed this break, like really strong break, it retested back again, and then when it started breaking down, I added my position. I added around here. Same thing here. I broke these lows here, it retested, I added again, I remained break even for all that time. So I had a pretty good trade in my hands. I don't know, I think it was, I don't know, something like 400 or something. So yeah. And then, well, I was watching this price action. I was like, okay, you might retest around here, this area here from the yesterday, and it did that. But I think I made a mistake again, that I was probably aiming too far, and I have noticed that most of the time, if not all the times, when I do that, it just rarely or never happens. So At some point I was like, okay, I was aiming here, and I was like, okay, maybe it might no sense. So one price level that I always have in mind is the opening price. Or so this bar here, it was yesterday's 9:30. So I was like, okay, maybe if it gets to 9:30 yesterday, well, I'm just gonna take a couple of like 3 off, because I had a position of 4 contracts already, and then let one be. But well, what I did was, instead of actually taking profit somewhere here, which of course is easier after the fact, I got a stopped out break even somewhere here, and then I was like, okay, I mean, this close is pretty good, and it could just come back down and trade lower. So here, around here, I actually shorted again, and my risk was somewhere here. But at this point, since this range is huge, basically my risk was also bigger than it should have been. So instead of making some back, or having an actual really good trade to the downside, which actually this was, I not just made it a break-even trade, but then I actually had a loss here. Like, it just makes no sense, really. I guess I chased the price today. I think this is probably one of the worst days I have had in a while, really, when it comes to lack of control, and then also not adapting properly to price, failing to have my hands tight. And well, this is just a reflection, and this is not me blaming myself. I'm not pissed. I'm not how to say. I'm not really like negative in that sense. I know this happened, and it's just that it has happened in the past many times, and it is hard when you see these things like popping in your head, and your hands, your body, and everywhere, and it's so freaking hard to control it. So hard to not to get triggered by the market, to not to succumb to whatever like your brain thinks it is seeing there. I know, like, I don't know, I have a pretty amazing skill to spot directions, to spot possible bounces and everything. But there is a piece missing. Like, there's something that I'm missing, or most likely it's just myself, and my discipline and everything. But there is something that I'm missing, that I need to figure out what that is, because I think that's where what my next step is like. That's I think that could be for me a game changer overall. But yeah, I mean, I would take it as it is. Yeah, I'm not proud of this. I'm not proud that I actually didn't just got it earlier in the day. Well, for so ugly session, I just took too long. Like, I should have, after the first hours, like, for example, after the news, after I basically go whipsaw here, I should have just stayed away. But when I didn't, and basically that's what happened when you do not. Things go south, and now it's time for me to go back to recovery mode. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have rest, and let's see tomorrow. Let's see what happens. And I don't know. Normally, one thing is that the news tend to overall market direction. I don't know if the market is gonna continue like these last days, because overall the market is being just ugly. But now it's consolidating this break above this current range, so it is possible that we might see an upside happening, maybe tomorrow, or I don't know, maybe Friday, depends. But I'm not gonna go into the session tomorrow with an idea that it might trade higher. I still want to see what is the market saying, and then I will work from there. So nothing assumed. Let's see what happens tomorrow, and let's just continue.